Jonathan Becher, Sharks president, thanks for joining us. First off, how are you doing?
Brody, I'm doing great. Of course, I'm always doing great on game day, and we're just a couple hours before the game here. So, how are you?
I'm doing well. Hey, thanks for this opportunity. Big crowd last night. You could really feel that energy at the tank. It was refreshing to see. But as for some of the attendance woes of this entire season, I know you and your team have done a ton of research on why that might be. What does the research tell you?
Well, primary reason that people are down is COVID. There are a whole group of people that are still not yet comfortable coming back to mega events, 5, 10, 15,000 people. There's another group of people that want to come to events but don't really want to deal with all the protocols. You know, the protocols have been changed a lot, whether you have to vax, boost, come in with a clear app, wear a mask, etc. So we lose on both sides of the fence as well. But the other thing is, it's just difficult to get in a building now. There's so many different rules. There are rules from the NHL, there are rules from the state, there are rules from the county, and the rules from the city. It's confusing to people. And there's some light at the end of the tunnel. Hopefully that's not a train. Hopefully that is a broad daylight there that's coming. But it looks like we're going to simplify getting people in this building. And you know, that definitely will help people wanting to come back and feel safer.
I've heard fans talk about this. I've heard fans worry about it. So I want to pose it to you. Last year, for the most part, you couldn't have any fans inside the tank. This year, you're allowed to, but they haven't come out maybe as much as everybody would expect. The lack of attendance from none to less, does some of that eventually affect the San Jose Sharks as a business or as a hockey team or as the decisions you guys can make?
Well, it certainly affects us as a business. I mean, we've lost a lot of money during the pandemic. Anytime you have less people in the building, not only do you sell fewer tickets, but there's fewer merchandise, fewer in F&B. Luckily, we have an owner, Hasso Plattner, who sees beyond these one-time effects and looks into the future. So no, it doesn't have any impact on hockey. We've spent to the cap for every year since he's been involved. I perfectly expect that we'll spend to the cap going forward. And it's already starting to get better. You talked about better attendance on Saturday night. We're starting to see games later in the season grow in attendance as well. So I'm confident the next season will be back to sort of the environment that we're used to.
It's just the comfort factor, right? As more people get comfortable coming back. And season ticket stuff, it's still okay for you guys?
Well, it's not great. For the last 5 or 6 years, we've averaged about 11,000 what we call full season equivalents. That's full season tickets, half, partials, and people in suite as well. You typically have about 85% of people renew in a given year, and then you sell some new people as well. During the pandemic, we saw 80 to 85% renew. That's constant, but we saw very few new people sign back up because they didn't know if they wanted to commit to 3 or 5 years during the pandemic. Right. So we're down to roughly 9,500 full season equivalents. So that does put damper on this year's attendance, and it means we need to build back over the summer to open full next year. So the next couple of months will show us what it will look like.
Okay, so part of next year's season tickets, from what I understand, is a subscription-based either option or model. I don't know if it's fully fleshed out yet, but tell us what it might look like for a Sharks fan next year if they want to try that.
Yeah, the way I kind of think about it is Netflix for tickets. So rather than committing for the entire season, you sign up for what we're going to call a breakaway pass, which says I only want to decide month per month. You get a committed price of, say $50 or $100 a month per seat, somewhere in that range, depending on whether you're in the lower bowl or upper bowl. And you can just do that and say, I want that for October, November, and December, but maybe you don't want that for the second half of the year. Or quite frankly, maybe it's the other way around. You're not ready for the beginning of the year, but you just want to subscribe for a couple of months. It's not a membership program, so you don't get all the extra perks you do if you're part of Sharks 365, but it does give you access, sort of all you can eat for the months that you've signed up for that subscription.
You know that's something I'd be interested in. It's just my stupid job. It never allows me to actually go to games and, have a beer, sit in the stands. I got to get a new job, I think, Jonathan. Just kidding.
No, you're really good at what you do. Don't go get another job, bro.
Just kidding. No, I just want to enjoy the experience like a fan. Hey,
exactly.
You guys have put so many resources in the last couple years alone into SAP Center, but I'm also very aware that downtown San Jose might look a lot different in the next 10 years with some planned developments that are going to happen. I know the Sharks were very concerned about what might surround SAP Center in the near future. It seemed like things got eased up a bit, like you guys had some say and some input. Is that still the case? Are you still confident about the building and what will surround it in the next 10 years to safely bring a bunch of fans in and out?
There are 5 mega projects slated for development in and around our building over the next 15 to 20 years. And our biggest issues is the projects are not coordinated. And so without central coordination, which pretty much only the city of San Jose can do, it could be really difficult to get to our building. So access, streets being shut down, et cetera. We did have a bit of a breakthrough about 9 to 12 months ago, and we've had tons of conversations since then. But unfortunately, we really haven't advanced the puck much at all in the last 6 to 9 months. So I'm more concerned now than I was back then. We still have some time to work this out, but we need to keep our options open. Right now, as you know, our lease only goes to 2040. We're doubling down on this building. We're still putting money into it. We think with even bigger renovations, kind of Madison Square Garden style, we can push this out to 2065 and beyond. But we don't want to do that until we have some surety of what's next for us.
2065, I'm just thinking about my own life. Hopefully I can go to a
You'll still
Sharks
be
game
broadcasting
in
then,
that
right,
year.
Brody?
I hope so. That would be nice, if possible. I am so happy about this. I really think this is going to be about more than just AHL hockey in San Jose. I mean, obviously the Barracuda are going to benefit from an intimate arena and experience for the fans. But what do you see this building doing on non-game nights? Could it host high school hockey tournaments? Could it host other youth hockey experiences that would bring people to San Jose?
Not only it could, but it will.
Yeah.
But we think of it as a multi-purpose arena. Just think about it as SAP Center, but smaller. So we expect to have smaller concerts there. We expect to have smaller family events. We could do some e-gaming there as well. Brody, I know that you're a big e-gamer as well, so we can come down and do that. Perhaps even high school graduations or corporate events. They want to talk to their audience as well. So I expect it over time, not on year one, but over time we should host 100, 150 events per year there, just like we host 160 or so events per year here at SAP Center.
Sounds like a great place for a Randy Hahn birthday party, just saying.
Too small for Randy Hahn. Too many people like him.
There you go. Hey, a while back, I saw some news that the Sharks were potentially going to be part of a brand new hockey facility in the city of Gilroy, which would add to the complexes, obviously, in San Jose, in Fremont, in Oakland that you guys run and maintain. What can you tell us about that? I know it's not official by any means at this point.
So I'll start by saying we're in expansion mode. We'd like to add 6 more sheets of ice in Northern California, the extended Bay Area, over the next decade or so. We've had talks with multiple cities in Northern California. The one that's progressed the most is with Gilroy. And so with a bit of luck, we'll break ground in 2023. So not this year, but next year. Things have gone well with the city. I think it's public knowledge. It's not yet approved by City Council. We're still working on it. But the idea would be 2 sheets of ice there. But it could grow over time. If you those remember, San Jose started out as a single sheet of ice, and this year it'll be 6 sheets of ice. So hopefully we'll grow Gilroy over time as well.
So you guys are going south, literally, not figuratively.
Yep.
I want to speak about some communities north of San Jose. I mean, you guys have the 408 obviously covered. So selfishly, I'm asking for the 925, I'm asking about the 707 and the 916 area code-wise. Would you ever consider bringing a Sharks Ice type facility north of San Jose?
The answer is absolutely yes. We already have outposts in Fremont and outposts in Oakland, so we'd like to be in Central Valley as well, and certainly maybe far deep in as Stockton and Sacramento. That could happen one day also.
All right. Well, Jonathan, I always appreciate it. Obviously, the Sharks on the ice try their hardest. There's criticism, there's anticipation, but you guys as a business, you guys as people always do the right thing. So I appreciate you joining us here.
Thanks, Brody.
And we'll talk to you soon.
Take care, Brody. Appreciate it.